The estate in the hills above the city was the kind of place most people only saw in magazines. Marble floors, floor-to-ceiling windows, guards at every gate. But on this particular Tuesday morning, it sounded less like a palace and more like a war zone. A baby was screaming, not crying, screaming, the kind of relentless, red-faced wail that could break even the most hardened man. And Roman Volkov was breaking. He stood in the center of his living room, a 6'3" wall of muscle and expensive tailoring, holding his 6-month-old daughter at arm's length like she was a live grenade. His jaw was clenched, his eyes were bloodshot. His $2,000 suit had spit up on the shoulder. "Get out," he growled. The bodyguard in front of him, a stocky man with nervous hands, took a step back. "Sir, I was just trying to help." "I said get out." Roman's voice dropped to that deadly quiet tone that made grown men reconsider their life choices. "You're the 4th person this month who thought they could handle my daughter like she was a security asset. She's a baby. She needs a nanny, not a tactical specialist with a gun tucked in her diaper bag." The irony of that statement would come back to haunt him. The bodyguard left without another word. The door clicked shut, and Roman was alone again. Just him and Bella. His daughter, his responsibility, his entire world wrapped up in 8 pounds of screaming, inconsolable chaos. He'd been a Mafia boss for 12 years. He'd survived assassination attempts, hostile takeovers, and a war with the Bratva that left half the city covered in blood, but this was harder. He looked down at Bella. She looked back at him with those big dark eyes, his eyes, and screamed louder. "I know," he muttered. "I miss her too." His wife, Bella's mother, gone 6 months now. Complications during birth, they'd said. Like that clinical phrase could possibly contain the way his entire universe had collapsed in a single moment. He'd promised her he'd protect their daughter, give her a normal life. No guards hovering, no paranoia. No growing up in a fortress like he had. But normal was hard when you had enemies circling like sharks. The doorbell rang. Roman closed his eyes. Right. His brother had mentioned something about sending someone over, another nanny candidate. He'd stopped paying attention after the first dozen disasters. He opened the door, and there she was, Sasha, though he didn't know her name yet. Didn't know anything about her except what he could see. A small woman, maybe 5'4", drowning in an oversized cream cardigan that looked like it had been borrowed from someone's grandmother. Wire-rimmed glasses perched on a delicate nose, hair pulled back in a soft bun. She had a canvas tote bag over one shoulder with a children's book peeking out. She looked harmless, soft, like a kindergarten teacher who spent her weekends at farmers markets. She also looked terrified. "Mr. Volkov," her voice was barely above a whisper. "I'm Sasha. Your brother sent me for the nanny position." Even her sentence structure was uncertain. Every statement ended like a question. Behind him, Bella hit a new octave. Sasha flinched at the sound, then seemed to gather her courage. May I come in?" Roman stepped aside. What did he have to lose at this point? Sleep, sanity? Those were already gone. She stepped into the foyer with small, careful steps. Her eyes went wide as she took in the space. The chandelier, the artwork, the sheer, overwhelming wealth of it all. She looked exactly like what she claimed to be, a woman completely out of her depth. Roman felt a twinge of something. Not hope, he'd given up on that, but maybe resignation. She wouldn't last a day, but at least she looked kind. "The baby," she started. "Bella," Roman interrupted. "Her name is Bella." "Bella," Sasha repeated softly. "She sounds upset." "She's been upset for 3 hours." Roman's voice was rough with exhaustion. "Nothing works. Not the bottle, not the pacifier, not walking, not rocking, nothing." Sasha set down her tote bag. Then she did something unexpected. She walked right up to him, this small, mousy woman, approaching a man who'd killed people with his bare hands, and held out her arms. "May I?" Roman stared at her, then at Bella, then back at her. He handed over his daughter and watched a miracle happen. Sasha took Bella in a smooth, confident motion. The first confident thing she'd done since arriving. She settled the baby against her chest, one hand supporting the head, the other on the back. She started swaying, not the desperate bounce Roman had been doing, just a gentle, rhythmic movement. and she hummed, not a lullaby, just a low, soothing hum that seemed to vibrate through her whole body. Bella's screaming dropped to a whimper, then to silence. Then, impossibly, the baby's eyes started to drift closed. Roman froze. He was afraid to breathe, afraid to break. Whatever spell this woman was casting, Sasha kept swaying, kept humming. Her eyes were half closed, like she'd done this 1,000 times, like she was completely at peace with a stranger's baby in her arms in a mansion owned by one of the most dangerous men in the city. 5 minutes later, Bella was asleep. Sasha opened her eyes and looked at Roman. "Where should I put her?" He led her to the nursery in a daze, watched as she laid Bella down with the kind of gentle precision that suggested either extensive training or natural instinct. She adjusted the blanket, checked the monitor, dimmed the lights. Then she tiptoed out and carefully pulled the door almost closed. In the hallway, Roman just stared at her. Sasha pushed her glasses up her nose. "I'm sorry if I overstepped. Babies can sense stress. If you're calm, they're calm, usually." "Who are you?" The question came out more intense than he'd intended. She blinked. "I told you. I'm Sasha. I teach kindergarten. Well, I did. I'm between positions right now, and your brother mentioned you needed help, so you're hired." Her eyes went wide. "What? Don't you want to check my references? Ask about my experience? I mean, I prepared a whole..." "Can you do that again?" Roman gestured toward the nursery. "The thing you just did? Rock a baby to sleep? Make her stop crying." Sasha smiled for the first time. It was a small, shy thing that made her look even younger. "Yes, Mr. Volkov, I can do that." "Then you're hired. You start now. There's a guest room on this floor. You'll stay here. I'll have your things brought over. Name your salary." She named a figure that was absurdly low. He doubled it. "Mr. Volkov, that's too much. I haven't slept in 3 days." His voice was flat. "You just gave me the first moment of silence in my house since the last nanny quit. You're worth every penny." Sasha ducked her head. "Thank you, sir." As she walked past him toward the guest room, Roman caught himself watching her. The soft cardigan, the careful steps, the way she seemed to make herself smaller, less threatening. He almost laughed. This woman, this timid little kindergarten teacher, with her canvas tote and whisper voice. "You look like you'd faint if you saw a gun," he said. Sasha stopped, turned, and for just a second, less than a heartbeat, something flickered across her face. Something sharp and aware and completely at odds with the soft packaging. Then it was gone. She looked down at her hands. "I prefer peaceful solutions, sir." Roman nodded. "Good. Bella doesn't need violence in her life. She needs normal, safe, boring." "I can do boring," Sasha said quietly. She had no idea how wrong she was. The first week with Sasha was the best week Roman had experienced in 6 months. It was almost suspicious how good it was. Bella stopped crying. She started sleeping through the night. She actually giggled when Sasha made funny faces during diaper changes. But it wasn't just the baby. The entire house changed. Roman came downstairs on the 3rd morning to find his kitchen organized. Not just clean, organized. There was fresh coffee in the pot, made exactly how he liked it, though he'd never told her. There was breakfast on the table. Actual breakfast. Eggs, toast, fresh fruit. Not the cold cereal he'd been living on. "I hope this is okay," Sasha said from the stove. She was wearing another oversized cardigan. She seemed to own a collection of them and had a dish towel over her shoulder. "I know you didn't hire me to cook, but I was up with Bella anyway, so..." Roman sat down, took a bite. It was perfect. He didn't have words. When was the last time someone had taken care of him? "Thank you." She smiled that shy smile and went back to the dishes. By the end of the first week, Roman realized he was watching her, not in a creepy way. At least he told himself it wasn't creepy, but there was something soothing about her presence. The way she moved through his house like she belonged there, the way she hummed while folding laundry, the way she'd curl up in the armchair by the window with Bella and read to her from children's books, even though Bella was way too young to understand. Sasha was soft, gentle, everything his life wasn't. He started coming home earlier, started taking his coffee breaks in the kitchen instead of his office, started finding excuses to be in the same room as her. "You're smiling again," his brother Marco said during a meeting in week 2. "It's unsettling." "I'm not smiling." "You smiled at your phone twice. It was a picture of Bella, wasn't it? The nanny's been sending you updates." Roman didn't answer. But yes, Sasha sent him photos throughout the day. Bella napping, Bella playing with blocks. Bella covered in sweet potato puree. It made the violence of his work feel farther away, made him feel human. "I like her," Marco continued. "She's good for you, good for Bella. She's the nanny. She's more than that. You know it. I know it." Marco leaned back in his chair. "When are you going to admit you're falling for the kindergarten teacher?" Roman shot him a look that had made men confess to crimes they didn't commit. Marco just grinned. But he wasn't wrong. Roman was falling for the way Sasha bit her lip when she was concentrating, for the way she sang off key while cooking, for the way she looked at him sometimes when she thought he wasn't paying attention, with something that might have been curiosity or might have been interest. It was domestic, simple, normal, everything he'd wanted, everything he'd promised his wife he'd give their daughter. So why did something feel off? It started with small things. The way Sasha always positioned herself between Bella and the door, the way she'd stop mid-sentence, sometimes head tilted, like she was listening to something he couldn't hear, the way she insisted on carrying that massive diaper bag everywhere, even just to go from the nursery to the living room. "What do you have in there?" Roman joked one afternoon. "Bricks?" Sasha laughed. It sounded almost genuine. "Just supplies. You never know what you'll need with a baby." He let it go. But then there was the incident with the security monitors. Roman had a state-of-the-art security system, cameras covering every angle of the property, motion sensors, the works. He rarely checked it. That was what his security team was for, but he'd been looking for a file in his office when he noticed something. The monitor in the corner showed the kitchen. And Sasha, she was standing in front of the window, not cooking, not cleaning, just standing. Her body language was different, straighter, alert. She was looking out at the grounds with the kind of focused intensity that didn't match her usual dreamy demeanor. Roman pulled up the other cameras. She'd been doing this for a while, moving from window to window, checking angles, like she was assessing. He found her 20 minutes later in the laundry room. "Hey," he said casually. "Everything okay?" She actually jumped. Her hand went to her chest. "Mr. Volkov, you startled me." "Sorry." He leaned against the doorframe. "I saw you on the monitor. Thought maybe you were looking for something." Her face did something complicated. "The monitor? In my office. I was working and noticed you seemed, I don't know, distracted." "Oh." She looked down at the laundry basket. "I was just checking if Bella was still asleep. I couldn't remember if I'd turned on the baby monitor, so I was looking at I wasn't trying to use your security system. I just wanted to make sure she was rambling, flustered. It should have been reassuring. Instead, Roman's instincts, the same instincts that had kept him alive in a very dangerous world, started whispering. "Sasha," he said carefully, "if something's wrong, you can tell me." She met his eyes. "Nothing's wrong, Mr. Volkov. I promise. I'm a worrier. I want to make sure Bella's safe." He believed her, mostly. But that night, he pulled up the security footage from the past 2 weeks and watched, really watched. Sasha's patterns were unusual. She didn't just clean, she touched things, door frames, windows, always casually, like she was just steadying herself. But Roman recognized the motion. He'd done it himself 1,000 times. She was checking locks, testing structural integrity, mapping exits. And once, just once, the camera caught her at an angle where her cardigan slipped. There was something dark on her ribs, a tattoo, a scar. It was gone before he could be sure. Roman sat back in his chair. He should have been concerned, should have confronted her, should have run a background check like he did with everyone who came into his home. But Bella loved her, and he was falling for her, so he told himself he was paranoid. That grief and stress were making him see threats where there were none. Sasha was a kindergarten teacher, soft, gentle, harmless. On the morning of week 3, Sasha made him breakfast again, pancakes this time with fresh strawberries. "You're spoiling me," Roman said. She set down his coffee. "You work hard. Someone should take care of you." Their eyes met, held. Something electric passed between them. Sasha looked away first. "I should check on Bella." "Sasha," she stopped. "Thank you," Roman said, "for everything, for being here, for making this feel like a home again." Her smile was soft, real. "It's my pleasure, Mr. Volkov." That afternoon, he made a decision. He was going to ask her to stay permanently, not just as a nanny, as something more. He didn't have the words yet, didn't know how to bridge the gap between employer and whatever this was becoming, but he'd figure it out. First, though, he wanted to do something normal with his daughter, something his wife would have wanted. "How do you feel about the park?" he asked Sasha that evening. She looked up from the book she was reading. "The park? Tomorrow. I thought Bella and I could go. Fresh air, sunshine, normal dad stuff." Something crossed Sasha's face. "Will you be bringing security?" "No." Roman's voice was firm. "That's the point. Normal, just a father and daughter. Mr. Volkov." "Roman. Call me Roman." She blinked. "Roman, I don't think that's... given your position, is it safe to... I can handle myself." He gave her a reassuring smile. "I've been doing this a long time. I know my enemies. They won't move in broad daylight in a public park. It'll be fine." Sasha looked like she wanted to argue. Instead, she nodded slowly. "Okay, should I come with you? Would you?" "Of course." Her voice was quiet. "I'll bring the diaper bag." The park was perfect. Sunshine, green grass, families everywhere, and children laughing, dogs running, normal. Roman pushed Bella's stroller along the path and felt something in his chest unclench. This was what he'd wanted, what he'd promised. Sasha walked beside him in her usual uniform, oversized cardigan, this one a pale yellow, and comfortable shoes. The diaper bag was slung over her shoulder. It looked heavy. She'd insisted on bringing it, even though they were only planning to be out for an hour. "Beautiful day," Roman said. Sasha's eyes were hidden behind her glasses, but he could see her gaze moving, scanning, always scanning. "You okay?" "Fine," she smiled at him. "Just taking it all in." They found a bench near the playground. Roman lifted Bella out of the stroller and held her on his lap. She grabbed at his finger with her tiny hand and made happy gurgling sounds. "She likes the outdoors," Sasha observed. "Like her mother." Roman's voice softened. "She used to drag me on hikes. Said I spent too much time in dark rooms making dark deals." "She sounds wise." She was. Sasha sat down beside him, close enough that their shoulders almost touched. "She'd be proud of you for trying to give Bella this." Roman looked at her, really looked. The gentle curve of her face, the soft concern in her eyes, the way she seemed to genuinely care about his daughter, about him. "Sasha," he started. "I want to..." She stiffened. It was subtle, just a slight tension in her shoulders, but Roman noticed. "What is it?" "Nothing." But her hand moved to the diaper bag. "I just thought I heard..." Then Roman heard it too. Footsteps, too many, too coordinated. His training kicked in before his brain caught up. He was already moving, already reaching for the gun at his ankle when the first man stepped out from behind the trees. Then the second, then the third. They had rifles. Professional. Tactical. This wasn't a mugging. This was an execution. "Roman Volkov," the lead man said, Russian accent. "Bratva. You've been difficult to find alone." Roman's gun was in his hand, but Bella was in his other arm. He couldn't shoot. Couldn't move. Couldn't do anything without putting his daughter in the line of fire. His mind raced. 3 shooters, open ground, no cover. He could maybe take one, maybe 2 if he was lucky, but not all 3. And Sasha, God, Sasha was gonna die because of him. He looked at her, ready to tell her to run, to save herself, and she wasn't there. No, she was there, but she wasn't Sasha anymore. The woman standing next to the bench didn't have the hunched shoulders of his shy nanny. Her spine was straight, her stance was balanced, and her face, the fear was gone. In its place was something cold, calculating, lethal. "Sir," she said, and her voice was completely different, lower, harder, with an edge that could cut glass. "When I say run, you take Bella and get behind the fountain, understand?" Roman stared. "What?" The lead gunman laughed. "The nanny's going to protect you." "How sweet. Maybe we kill her first, let you watch." Sasha reached into the diaper bag. What she pulled out was not a bottle, not wipes, not anything that belonged anywhere near a baby. It was a custom tactical weapon, compact, matte black, with the kind of modifications that suggested military training. She checked the chamber with a smooth, practiced motion, then she smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. "Run," she said. And all hell broke loose. Sasha moved like water. No, Like lightning, the first gunman didn't even have time to aim before she'd put 2 rounds in his chest, center mass, perfect grouping. The second tried to swing his rifle toward Roman. Sasha was already there. She swept his legs, caught the rifle as he fell, and used it to take out the third gunman with a precision headshot that made Roman's stomach drop. The second gunman was scrambling for his sidearm. Sasha broke his wrist with 1 strike, disarmed him, and put him down with his own weapon. The entire thing took 8 seconds. 8 seconds of brutal, efficient violence that looked like a choreographed dance. Then it was over. 3 bodies, 3 threats eliminated. Sasha stood in the middle of it all, breathing steady, her cardigan askew and her glasses hanging from one ear. She pushed the glasses back up, turned to Roman. "Get in the car, sir." Her voice was still that new voice, command voice. "Now." Roman couldn't move, couldn't process what he'd just witnessed. This woman, this soft, shy kindergarten teacher had just... "Roman." Sasha's voice cracked like a whip. "There may be more. We need to move. Get in the car." That got through. He ran. Bella was crying again. The gunshots had terrified her, but she was alive, unhurt. Sasha was right behind him. She'd grabbed the diaper bag, the stroller, everything, moving fast but controlled. They reached his car, a bulletproof sedan he'd driven himself because he'd wanted to be normal. "Keys," Sasha demanded. "What?" "Give me the keys. I'm driving." "I can..." She snatched the keys from his hand, opened the back door, and pointed. "Get in. Secure the baby now." Roman got in. Sasha slid into the driver's seat and the car roared to life. She drove like she shot. Fast, precise, absolutely in control. They were 3 blocks away when Roman finally found his voice. "Who the fuck are you?" Sasha's eyes met his in the rearview mirror. "The person keeping you alive, Mr. Volkov." He thought she was weak. He thought she needed protection, but when the bullets started flying, she was the one who saved him. If you love a woman who can handle herself, hit that like button, because this story is about to get even more dangerous. The safe house was 40 minutes outside the city. Roman had owned it for years, but rarely used it. A cabin in the woods, off-grid, invisible to anyone who didn't know exactly where to look. Sasha found it without GPS. That should have been his first clue that she'd known about it all along. She parked the car in the concealed garage, killed the engine, and sat for a moment in silence. Her hands were still steady on the wheel, no tremor, no shock. She'd just killed 3 men and she was fine. In the back seat, Roman held Bella. His daughter had finally stopped crying and was sleeping against his chest. Exhausted, traumatized, probably, though she was too young to remember. He would remember, though, every second of it. "Inside," Sasha said quietly. "I need to sweep the perimeter." She got out of the car. Roman watched her move. The oversized cardigan was gone. She'd stripped it off somewhere during the drive. Underneath, she wore a fitted black shirt that showed exactly what that cardigan had been hiding. Muscle, scars, and yes, that dark mark on her ribs he'd glimpsed on the camera. Not a tattoo, a burn scar. Old, the kind you got from an explosion or a fire. This was not a kindergarten teacher. He carried Bella inside. The safe house was sparse but functional. Reinforced walls, emergency supplies, weapons cache. In the basement that he'd stocked himself, Sasha came. 10 minutes later. "We're clear. No one followed us. I've activated the perimeter alarms." She said it like she'd done this 1,000 times. Maybe she had. "There's a crib in the bedroom," Roman said. His voice sounded hollow. "For Bella." Sasha's face softened, just slightly. "I'll get her settled." She took the baby from his arms with the same gentle confidence she had had that first day. And despite everything, despite the lies, the violence, the revelation that he'd been living with a stranger, Roman trusted her with his daughter. Because Bella was still safe, he was still alive, and Sasha had saved them both. 10 minutes later, Bella was asleep in the crib and Roman was alone with his nanny. Ex-nanny, bodyguard, assassin. "Talk," he said. Sasha was standing by the window, watching, always watching. She didn't turn around. "What do you want to know?" "Everything." Roman's voice was hard. "Starting with who the fuck you really are." "My name is Sasha." That part was real. "And the rest?" She finally turned. "I'm a private contractor, elite security. Your brother hired me 3 weeks ago." Roman's blood went cold. "Marco? He was worried about you." Said you were vulnerable, refusing proper security because you wanted Bella to have a normal life. She said the word normal like it was a dangerous fantasy. He asked me to come in undercover, keep you safe without you knowing. So the shy kindergarten teacher was an act, yes. The glasses, the cardigans, the whole fucking Mary Poppins routine, a cover. Sasha's voice was steady, unapologetic. You wouldn't have hired me if you'd known what I was. You wanted soft, harmless, so that's what I gave you. Roman laughed. It was a bitter sound. And the rest, the cooking, the photos, making me feel like he couldn't finish. Sasha's expression shifted. Something that might have been guilt. That wasn't part of the job. What? Taking care of you, of Bella. That was, she looked away. That was real. Bullshit. I don't expect you to believe me. She moved to the kitchen area, found the first aid kit under the sink like she'd known it would be there. You're bleeding. Roman looked down. There was blood on his sleeve. He hadn't even noticed. A graze from when he dove behind the fountain. Shallow. Meaningless. I'm fine. Sit. It wasn't a request. He sat. Sasha pulled a chair close and reached for his arm. She pushed up his sleeve with gentle fingers. The contrast was surreal. These hands had killed 3 men an hour ago. Now they were cleaning his wound with careful precision. You didn't faint, Roman said. What? When you saw the guns. You didn't faint. You lied to me. That first day. Sasha's mouth quirked, almost a smile. You made an assumption. I just didn't correct it. You're good at this, the lying. Yes. No hesitation. I am. What else did you lie about? She met his eyes. The pancakes were real. I do love pancakes, and I really did teach. Kindergarten. Once, before. Before what? Before I realized I was better at keeping people alive than teaching them shapes. She started wrapping his arm with gauze. I'm not a bad person, Roman. I take contracts to protect, not to harm. Your brother paid me to keep you and Bella safe. That's what I did. By lying to me. By doing whatever was necessary. Her voice hardened. You're a stubborn man. You think you're invincible. You put yourself and your daughter at risk because you're still grieving and you're not thinking clearly. So yes, I lied, I manipulated, I pretended to be something I'm not. And it worked. You're alive. I'd say it worked perfectly. She tied off the bandage. Neither of them moved. They were close. Too close. Roman could count the gold flecks in her eyes, could see the small scar on her chin, could smell whatever soap she used, something clean and simple that had no right to be attractive. I was falling for you, he said quietly. Sasha's breath caught. Roman, the soft girl, the one who hummed to my daughter and made me breakfast and looked at me like I was more than just a monster in an expensive suit. His voice was rough. That girl doesn't exist, does she? She does. Sasha's hand was still on his arm. She's just not all of me. What are you then? Someone who can make you pancakes and put 3 rounds in a target at 50 yards. Someone who likes children's books and knows 17 ways to kill a man with a diaper bag. She searched his face. I'm both, Roman, the soft and the sharp. And I know that's confusing, but it's the truth. He should have been angry, should have thrown her out, should have done anything except what he did next. He kissed her. It wasn't gentle. It was 6 months of grief and 3 weeks of tension, and the adrenaline crash of nearly dying, all wrapped into one desperate, hungry kiss. Sasha made a small sound, surprise or surrender, and then she was kissing him back. Her hands fisted in his shirt, his fingers tangled in her hair, pulling it free from that soft bun. The glasses went somewhere. Neither of them cared where. Tell me to stop, Roman growled against her mouth. No, you work for me. Not anymore. She bit his lip. You said I was fired, remember? When you were bleeding and yelling in the car. Did I? So technically, she pulled back just enough to look at him. Her eyes were dark, wanting. I'm unemployed. Then I'm not your boss. Not even a little. He stood, bringing her with him. She wrapped her legs around his waist like it was natural, like they'd done this 1,000 times instead of never. The baby, he started, is asleep. I have a monitor. She pulled a small device from her pocket. Of course she did. We'll hear if she needs us. You think of everything. I'm very good at my job. Her smile was wicked. All of them. Roman carried her to the bedroom. What happened next was not soft, not gentle, not anything like what he'd imagined during those quiet, domestic moments in his kitchen. It was fierce, desperate. Two people who'd been circling each other for weeks finally collided. Sasha was exactly what he'd suspected. Strong, capable, confident in a way that made his blood burn, but she was also what he'd hoped. Tender in unexpected moments, vulnerable when she let herself be real. Afterward, they lay tangled in sheets, breathing hard, and Roman realized something. He didn't just want her as a nanny, didn't just want her as a bodyguard. He wanted all of it, all of her. They returned to the estate the next morning. Marco was waiting in the driveway. The moment he saw them, relief washed over his face. Thank God. When you didn't check in, I thought... He stopped, looked at Roman, then at Sasha, then back at Roman. Oh, you hired her, Roman said flatly. I did, and based on the fact that you're alive, you're welcome. You went behind my back. You were being an idiot. Marco crossed his arms. A noble idiot, but still an idiot. You can't protect Bella alone. You need... I know what I need. Roman's voice was firm. And you were right. I was vulnerable. We both could have died yesterday. Marco blinked. So, you're not angry? Oh, I'm furious. We'll discuss your insubordination later. But first... Roman turned to Sasha. Can I speak with you, privately? She nodded. They went inside to his office, the same office where he'd watched her on the security monitors and convinced himself he was paranoid. He'd been right to be suspicious and completely wrong about what it meant. Sasha, he started. I understand if you want me to leave, she interrupted. I crossed lines, professional and personal. I can recommend someone else for Bella's security. Someone you actually choose this time. I'm not firing you. She looked up. You're not? I'm rehiring you. He moved closer. Different position, better benefits. I don't understand. Roman took her hand. I told you I want Bella to have a normal life. I still want that. But I understand now that normal doesn't mean unprotected. It means having someone who can make pancakes and eliminate threats. Someone who can read bedtime stories and check security perimeters. Roman. Someone who can be a mother to my daughter. He brought her hand to his lips. And a partner to me. Sasha's eyes went wide. Are you asking me to stay? Not as an employee, as family. She was quiet for a long moment. Then she smiled, that real smile, the one that transformed her face. I have conditions, she said. Name them. 1, I keep working, part-time contracts. I'm good at what I do and I won't give it up completely. Agreed, as long as Bella's safety comes first. Always. She held up a second finger. 2, no more lying. We're partners. That means honesty, even when it's hard. Deal. And I'll actually listen when you tell me something's dangerous. Really? I'll try. He pulled her closer. What's 3? 3? Her smile turned mischievous. I'm keeping the diaper bag arsenal, non-negotiable. Roman laughed, actually laughed. You want to carry weapons in my daughter's diaper bag? Our daughter, if I'm doing this. Sasha's voice softened. And yes, you never know when you'll need tactical supplies next to the baby wipes. You're insane. You're dating a woman who puts guns in diaper bags. That makes you insane too. Dating, Roman tested the word. Is that what we're doing? Well, I was thinking marriage, but we can start with dating if you prefer. He stared at her. She stared back, completely serious. You've known me for 3 weeks, Roman said. I've known you long enough to take a bullet for you, to kill for you, to trust you with the truth about who I am. Sasha stepped closer until they were chest to chest. Time is relative, Roman. When you know, you know. You sound like a greeting card. I sound like a woman who's very good at reading people, and I read you perfectly. She touched his face. You want a family. You want someone who can handle your world without breaking. You want soft and sharp, domestic and dangerous. I want you. Good. She kissed him, soft, sweet, because I already moved all my weapons into the nursery closet. You what? Joking, mostly. She laughed at his expression. Relax. I'm a professional. I know how to secure firearms around a baby. Roman pulled her close. My brother is going to be insufferable about this. About what? About being right, about you being perfect for us. Then we won't tell him yet. Sasha rested her head against his chest. Let him wonder. They stood like that for a while, just holding each other. Two people who'd found something unexpected in the middle of chaos. From the monitor in Sasha's pocket, they heard Bella starting to wake up. That little gurgling sound that meant she'd be demanding food in approximately 3 minutes. I'll get her, Sasha said. We'll get her. They walked to the nursery together. Bella was awake in her crib, looking at the mobile above her head. When she saw him, she smiled, that big, gummy baby smile that made everything else disappear. Sasha lifted her gently. Good morning, sweet girl. Did you sleep well? Roman watched them. His daughter, what was Sasha now? Not his nanny, not just his bodyguard, his partner, his future, his savage queen. What are you smiling at? Sasha asked. You, both of you. He touched Bella's tiny hand. She grabbed his finger. I was just thinking. My wife would have liked you. Sasha's eyes filled with emotion. Yeah, she always said I needed someone who could keep me in line. Someone strong enough to handle our world. He met Sasha's gaze. She would have approved. I wish I could have met her. Me too. Roman kissed Bella's forehead, then Sasha's. But I think she'd be happy that we're not alone anymore. You're never going to be alone again, Sasha promised. Either you. They went downstairs together. Sasha made breakfast with one arm because Bella refused to be put down. Roman watched from the doorway, drinking his coffee, and felt something he hadn't felt in 6 months. Peace, not safety. His life would never be truly safe, but peace, the kind that came from knowing the people you loved were protected, that you weren't carrying the weight alone anymore. By the way, Sasha said, flipping a pancake one-handed like it was easy, we're going to need to update your security protocols. Your perimeter has 3 weak points, your cameras have blind spots, and your emergency exit routes are predictable. Are you criticizing my security? I'm improving it. There's a difference. She plated the pancakes. Also, we should run drills monthly. I'll teach you some defensive driving techniques. Defensive driving. You drove yourself to the park, Roman, in a predictable pattern at a predictable time. That's how they found you. She was right, of course. She was right. Fine, you're in charge of security. And breakfast. And breakfast? He sat down at the table. What else are you in charge of? Sasha set Bella in her high chair, then slid into the seat next to Roman. She reached over and took his hand. Everything, she said simply. I'm in charge of everything now, is that okay? Roman looked at her. This woman who'd walked into his house 3 weeks ago pretending to be someone she wasn't. This woman who'd saved his life, who loved his daughter, who made him feel alive again. More than okay, he said. She smiled. And Roman realized something. He'd spent 6 months trying to give Bella a normal life. But normal was overrated. This, a nanny who carried weapons, a bodyguard who made pancakes, a partner who was both soft and lethal. This was better. This was family. 3 months later, the wedding was small. Just family. Marco stood as best man and tried not to look smug. He failed. Bella was there, dressed in a tiny white dress, being held by Sasha's maid of honor, another woman who looked like a kindergarten teacher, but probably had a very different skill set. Roman didn't ask. He was learning to accept that his wife had a past, and that parts of that past were classified. Speaking of his wife, Sasha walked down the aisle of their estate garden in a simple white dress. No veil, no train, just her, beautiful and deadly in his. When they exchanged vows, Roman promised to listen to her security advice. Sasha promised to only put weapons in the diaper bag during high-threat situations. It was the most unconventional wedding vow exchange the priest had ever heard. They didn't care. 1 year later, Roman came home from a meeting to find his wife sitting on the living room floor with Bella. Their daughter was almost 2 now, walking, talking, getting into everything. Mama, Bella said, pointing at a block. That's right, baby, blue block. Sasha handed it to her. Roman's heart squeezed. Mama. It had taken months for Bella to start saying it, but now she said it constantly because that's what Sasha was. Not the nanny, not the bodyguard, her mother. How was the meeting? Sasha asked without looking up. The Ivanov family is still pushing back on the territory agreement. I might need to make a personal visit. Then I'm coming with you. Sasha, she looked up. I'm coming with you. Non-negotiable. What about Bella? Marco can watch her for a day, or we bring her. I've got portable security measures. Portable security measures. Diaper bag 2.0. I upgraded. She stood, walked over, and kissed him. You promised. Partners. That means I don't let you walk into potential danger alone. Roman wrapped his arms around her. Have I told you lately that you're terrifying? Not today. You're terrifying, and I love you. I love you too. She pulled back and gave him that wicked smile, the one that meant trouble. Also, I'm pregnant. Roman froze. What? Pregnant 8 weeks. Surprise. Another baby? Hopefully this one inherits your eyes and my tactical instincts. She laughed at his expression. Say something, Roman. He couldn't speak, so he kissed her instead, deep, long, until Bella started making disgusted toddler sounds and they broke apart laughing. A baby, Roman finally said. Another baby. Are you happy? He looked at Sasha, at Bella, at the life they'd built together. The chaotic, dangerous, perfectly imperfect life. I'm everything. That night, after Bella was asleep, Roman watched Sasha get ready for bed. She took off her cardigan. She still wore them, mostly because she knew he found it endearing. She removed her glasses. She didn't need them. They were just part of the persona, but she wore them anyway, and then she lifted the hem of her dress, revealing the holster strapped to her thigh. She caught him watching. What? Just admiring my wife. Your heavily armed wife. My savage queen. He pulled her close. Thank you. For what? For walking into my house, for lying to me, for saving me. He rested his forehead against hers. For loving us. Sasha's smile was soft, real, the smile she only gave him. Always, she whispered. And Roman Volkov, Mafia boss, widower, father, husband, believed her because she'd proven it, with pancakes and bullets, with lullabies and tactical precision. With every moment of every day, she was his nanny, his bodyguard, his partner, his love, and she'd always have a weapon in the diaper bag, just in case. The end. He hired a shy nanny, he got a lethal protector, and together, they built a family that was anything but normal. If you loved Sasha and Roman's story, smash that like button and subscribe to Savage Heart Stories for more dark romance audio dramas. Drop a comment and tell us, would you keep weapons in a diaper bag? We'll see you in the next story. Until then, stay savage.